Alright, troops, strong and conditioned. So, I seen a video by my very good friend Max Edwards, and it was regarding the Busy Dad programme, and it was based around the idea that is it sustainable? Is it a sustainable programme? Now, first and foremost, I don't have anything to say on the Busy Dad programme itself. I'm not here to criticise it, I'm not here to bum it up, but I'm here to put it into some context, because I think that it has to be explained through a neutral lens as opposed to Max telling you why he thinks it's sustainable, because it's Max's labour of love, and that was evident when watching the video, because I could see a pain in Max's eyes, because Max wants to help people. That's it. Max has been pumping out free content from day one. He's not asked for a penny for his services. He has given something to the world. He has created, and you have to applaud him for that. Most people sit on their ass on YouTube and they like to throw in comments about things, but they have no skin in the game. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't comment. Of course you should comment. Opinions are always encouraged and welcomed and acted upon to a certain degree. However, I think we have to start with the premise that this was a labour of love on Max's part. And we have to look at the origins of the Busy Dad programme. Max was in a situation where he had to negotiate time with his wife because a child had come along. Therefore, time was at a premium. It's okay when you're single, have no kids, and you can just go and train, and your training sessions are not restricted in any shape or form by time. However, Max's life changed, and he had a powerlifting background, and before that he was doing his high intensity work. Therefore, he had that itch. He still needed to train because he knew that training had played an integral part in his recovery, and it was something that obviously provided some stability and gave him something to focus his mind on. Therefore, he had to train, and that was where the Busy Dad system was created. It was set around a time efficiency system which was 80 minutes dotted throughout the weeks. Now, this is the important part. He prescribes 20-minute sessions 4 times a week, which makes sense because there's a degree of frequency there. 2 40-minute sessions aren't going to cut it ultimately, particularly when it comes to burpees. However, Max was intelligent enough to divvy it up in a sense where frequency was a main component of the programme, which meant that 20-minute sessions were the order of the day. We have to look at the 20-minute window of time that we can work out within. And that means that when sessions are shorter, there has to be a degree of intensity. Ultimately, in that respect, the Busy Dad training programme is a high intensity programme. Now, the issue with that is that you have to go full bore for 20 minutes for the programme to be a success, because once duration is reduced, intensity increases. The structure of Busy Dad is developed through a tier system, level 1A, level 1B, level 1C, and it's up to you to decide how you reach those benchmarks. Max does not give you a helping hand in that respect. He doesn't tell you that you must complete 1A by doing this. You must get to 1B by following this format. You have free rein in that respect. And this is the mistake people make. They ultimately have to come up with the solution themselves with regards to how they're going to get to level 1A or 1B. And a lot of guys who are following the Busy Dad programme might not be busy dads. They might have more time to train, which they should be utilising. So in that sense, they're allowed to do their own thing, and they should use the system that Max has set out as benchmarks to achieve by using their own initiative, by creating their own journey and figuring out the strategies that you need to employ in order to achieve the levels that Max has set out. So, in my opinion, you have to understand that the Busy Dad training programme that Max does is a high intensity training program. And if you do not like or are intimidated by high intensity work, then the Busy Dad program is not for you. You need to find another program. However, the issue with burpees in that respect is that there are no programs ultimately. They're not like weights where you get a 5-3-1 or a starting strength, a well-structured program which is designed to help you achieve your goals. Burpee training in that respect is a free-for-all. Most people have had to rely on YouTube videos for inspiration for routines and just hope for the best with regards to their own fitness developing. And for the most part, it does develop because burpees are an amazing exercise which get people in a highly conditioned state in relatively short time. So, ultimately, when it comes to burpees, you are free to do as you choose. That's it. You need to figure out your own strategy because it's your journey. The Busy Dad training program is just that. It's just a program. You do not follow a program indefinitely. Programs come and go. You'll follow the Busy Dad program for 6 weeks. Great. You'll move on to a Burpees for Beginners handbook. Great. You'll follow my Burpees for Beginners playlist for 12 weeks. Great. Burpee workouts, or workouts in general, tend to be temporary. That's the way you need to look at these things. No one is going to hold your hand throughout this journey. You need to come up with your strategies in order to reach the reference points that Max quite clearly sets out. And if you have more time, then you are in an even better position in order to achieve those benchmarks. So for example, let's look at Jib Gastra. Jib Gastra, in my opinion, would destroy the Busy Dad program. He would probably graduate in a relatively short space of time, but he doesn't train Busy Dad style, but he trains burpees and he trains at a high degree of intensity and he mixes up endurance sessions and he also mixes up high intensity sessions because he knows what he's doing. He doesn't let overthinking cloud his judgment. He doesn't let the reference points intimidate him because he knows that his style of training, which is well-rounded, will allow him to achieve that goal. So ultimately, the lens of the Busy Dad program is that it's a high intensity training program. It is meant to be intimidating because most high intensity training work is intimidating because it's very painful. So bear that in mind before you embark upon the Busy Dad training program. However, always look at where the Busy Dad training program came from. Look at the fact that Max has created this program through a passion for the burpees, and this is something that is undeniable because Max's delivery is so passionate, it's infectious, and you can see that with the way his channel has become increasingly popular. But the main point I'm trying to get through here is that you are free to do as you choose ultimately. No one is going to hold your hand through this process. They may provide signposts, but your mission is to get proficient at burpees, master the technique, hone it in, become comfortable with the movement, embrace the darkness, and ultimately, if you do that on a consistent basis, you will reach a considerably high level. Hopefully that clears things up and helps people look at the Busy Dad program through a different lens in that respect. Anyway, respect to Max Edwards, great friend of mine, first burpee practitioner I ever made contact with, and he holds a special place in my heart, so thank you, Max. Anyway guys, take care, stay strong and stay conditioned.